Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Class of EmilZy. Today we're going to be talking about potions and how do I decide on what potions am I going to buy at the start of the game. Because if you're watching my videos, you see that one game I'll buy a health chalice and healing pots, and next game I'll buy 5 mana pots and a health pot, and the game after that I'll maybe just buy no chalice or anything, I'll just buy like award, I don't know. So I get the question quite often of how do I decide how many potions I start with, and how do I decide if I start with a chalice or not, and how do I decide what potions I start with. So I wanted to make this video so I can give a longer answer than I can in text with making this video, right? That's the whole idea of like the most commonly asked questions. I just kind of go here, I talk it over. So yeah, today we're of course talking about the potions, and let's just get right into it. So the first thing I really wanna get into is when do you start with health chalice, and like how do you decide to start with that? So health chalice is one of the most efficient things in Smite currently. That means that it's literally you're running around with 720 health that you can just pop whenever, and you're getting that back. It's like 240 health on one chalice, and you can refill it whenever you go back for 300 gold. It's really, really good. The cons are that you're limited to buying at level 1, and that you only have one spot, so you can't buy a normal ward and a sentry ward. You're either going to have to buy 2 wards or a sentry ward. So that's kind of the long-term negative. But the positive is that you can play really far up, you can play super aggressive, and you can take more poke and take some uneven trades that might put you in a better position. And also in fights, a health chalice is effectively 50 HP 5, which is very, very good in a fight, because fights are usually like 25 seconds, so you're gaining 250 more health over those 25 seconds. So when do I decide to go health chalice? So like Amaterasu here I think is a really good example, because Ama is one of them guards where I really, really like to go health chalice. So on Amy you have a few options, right? So you definitely want your Guardian's Blessing to start with. That leaves you with 800 gold. So now let's say you want your health chalice, that's 300 gold. That means you're stuck with 500 gold. And now what a lot of people like to do is get upgraded heavily on Amaterasu, because she has so high kill potential early on. But that means you're going to be stuck with 3 health potions like from your chalice in the lane, because you don't have more gold if you decide to upgrade your sprint. So then you have to ask yourself, in this lane, before the next time I want to back, not the next time you have to, but when you want to, which is usually when you can get your full boots, am I going to be able to sustain with only 3 health potions? If the answer to that is yes, I can sustain against this lane with 3 health potions, because they're playing, I don't know, Jingwei Gap, and we're playing Amaterasu Rama, so we're just gonna outclear them, we won't take too much poke, they'll probably just sit on the tower, we're not gonna be fighting a lot. Sure, you can go super greedy, you can get your upgraded sprint, you can get your health challenge, you can get your Guardian's Blessing. But let's say you're playing Amaterasu Jingwei into a, let's say, Terra Rama or something, or more aggressively, you could go Sylvanas and any hunter really. That's where you gotta ask yourself, am I really gonna be able to do what I want with Amaterasu, which is get high pressure and duo? This is really why you want to pick Amy in the first place, to win pressure. Is it gonna be enough to only have like the 3 health chalices? And the answer to that is probably no. So in that situation, you probably want the Heavenly Wings, so you can upgrade it, so you can actually have kill potential, which is kind of the thing on Amy. But you don't want to have your health chalice then, because then you don't have enough potions to sustain. So what you would do instead is you'd buy 5 health potions and 1 multipod, because you're probably going to be taking a lot of poke in that lane. But you might win the lane because you built that way. And then let's say that you are against a passive lane, but they're really good at poking. Then you can ask yourself, are 3 health potions going to be enough? And you can also say, am I going to need the upgraded sprint? Because they are most likely going to be playing super, super, super passive. So then you're probably not going to want the upgraded sprint, but you might want a few more potions. So what I really like to do is I like to grab my health chalice, which you guys also see very often, because I think that's very, very good. And then I like to get maybe a few healing potions, maybe 3 or 4 multipod, 3 or 4 healing potions, and then you're pretty set for the whole laning phase. with that though, if you do go for the health chalice and go potions, that means you can't upgrade your relic, whether that's going to be upgraded sprint, upgraded shell. This isn't going to be a video about upgraded sprint and upgraded shell, but it really correlates with the whole health pot potion thing, right? So I actually made a video specifically like asking on what guards do you start with, like mana pots and health pots. It's an old video, but I'm not gonna do that again. But I'll give you guys kind of a basic idea and touch on every guard. So like on Amaterasu, you don't need too much when it comes to like mana early on, because in my opinion, like you're not that mana hungry unless you do keep stand swapping the whole time. But you shouldn't really stand swap too much, because let's say you're not gonna buy mana pots, like you're gonna buy 5 health pots and a multi-pot. The only reason why you really don't want to be swapping between stances, besides if you're trying to like chase down or kill with your movement speed stance or something, you probably just want to stay in attack damage stance for the most of the laning phase, and then you're only swapping stances if you want the heal. But if you have the healing pot instead, you can just say, well, I have a healing pot, so now I don't have to use that mana, right? So on Amy, I really like the health chalice just because she's this really aggressive guard. I like to go, depending on what matchup it is, I like to go healing pots or multi-pots, and if I really need to all in to get pressure, I'm gonna get upgraded sprint and no chalice, right? That's kind of how it goes for like all the warrior like assassin supports. Like you watch like a Nasha, you watch as a cat. Maybe Nasha is the exception to the rule, where you don't really need a health chalice because you have a self heal. In general, guards with self-heals don't really need health chalices, because they can actually take those uneven poke trades and still benefit from their own self-heal, where that's kind of the reason why you want to go chalices. You want to take even or uneven poke trades and just get a benefit because you have a health chalice and they don't, and then you might be able to make a play off that, right? Other warriors, you can say like Achilles is really good with the health chalice as well. He does have some self-healing, but it's not that big when you're playing support. Herc, sure, like his heal is alright, you don't really have to do it, but let's say you're playing Odin support or something, that's like a guard where health chalice is super good, because you can just stay super annoying. You have your shield as well to negate damage up in their face. Scorn is one of them guards where you don't really need to, right, because you have your heal. I think you guys are getting the point, but let's move on to like mages. When it comes to like mages, so now we talked about the health chalice. When do I get the health chalice? Usually it's always good to get the health chalice if you can get away with it, but you have to ask yourself, is it okay? Let's grab this example real fast before we go on to mages. Let's say you are playing Gep and you are against you're with like a Jingwei and you're playing against Rama and Sylvanas. Well, you're probably not gonna get away with a health chalice unless you're not gonna start with boots 1 or you're not gonna upgrade your relics. But if you do, or if you don't do one of those things, you can definitely get away with a health chalice and you can get more potions. And then there's certain guards where it gets super awkward because you have to buy multi potions. Let's say you're playing Ganesha, right? And you're like kind of even in pressure and you have a health chalice. Are you going to get health potions because you need more health than your free health chalices? Or are you going to get mana pots because eventually you're going to run out of mana, because Ganesha is pretty mana hungry in lane if you're fighting? Or am I going to get multi-potions where I can end up in a really awkward situation where I have to pop a multi-potion when my mana is full or where my health is full? So that's like really what you have to ask yourself. Should I really get the health chalice, or could I just not get it and just get health and mana pots this game, you know? In general, on some guards, let's say you're playing like Fafnir or something, I do kind of like the health chalice on Fafnir, even though he has a self-heal. You can also not do it and just get like boots 1 if you just want to go full farm mode. You don't upgrade your relics, you go full super self-greedy, you get your boots. It's important that you get your items online fast, and you grab your boots 1, you grab your guiding spell, you grab 6 potions, you go like 5 health potions, 1 mana potions on Fafnir, and then you just go off, you know, and then you just farm, you get your items online. And that kind of brings us into the mages, because the whole point of running mages in the support role is to play from ahead with them, because that's usually when they do the best. You have Nox, you have Hell, you have Baron Sandy, which in my opinion right now are the 3 potent support mages. You could argue Aphrodite or the god of demonetization right here, but I don't think they do well enough right now. I think Nox, Hell and Baron Sandy are the only viable ones, because I don't think you want to run F1 support. I think you want to run her in solo or something, and I think you want to like put the god of demonetization in the mid lane usually. So if you're playing these guards, well, these guards are usually pretty mana hungry. Hell is very, very mana hungry compared to the others. And what I do on Hell is that I always start with Guardian's Blessing. I get my Shoes of Focus because I don't need upgraded relics on Hell. And then I'm going to go ahead and get like 1 or 2 healing potions and 4 or 5 mana pots, depending on how much poke I think I'm going to take. And I'm building Boots 1 and I'm building mana pots because Hell is very mana hungry, but also because I want Hell to get online super, super fast. Because on Hell you really need to get those items as soon as you can. Whereas on Guardians you or like Warrior supports, you kind of have more liberty to go all in on the early game and try and snowball. You can't really all in and get upgraded sprint on Hell. It's much less likely, to succeed than going upgraded sprint on Amaterasu and Achilles and just going in. You know, can just see like a Hell just flying, like basic attack, and you don't really think, oh no, this is gonna kill me. You're probably gonna die because they're gonna have a shell or something and they're just gonna fight into you. Baron Sandy, he's more of like he's not really that mana hungry. I like to go. I don't really like health shells on him again. He has a self heal, but I like to go for, let's say like 4 health potions, 2 mana pots, and then just Boots 1, and then you just get your sprint, and then you're just chilling. Nox is kind of the same. She's okay mana hungry. She's not the same level as Hell at all. So I just like to go for my Boots. Goes for all the mages. You just want to get your build as online as fast as possible. If you want to go any chalice at all, you could argue mana chalice on Hell. I'm not gonna cover wards in this, by the way. I'm not gonna cover the ward chalice and stuff. I have a separate video for that, and like where to ward and how to ward and when to buy wards and stuff. So go ahead and check that video out. Now Guardians, this is where it gets super, super tricky with the health chalice, with do I need the mana pot, do I need the multi-pot, do I need the healing potions? So it varies from game to game. You can't just say every single game on Cerberus, I'm going to grab my 4 healing potions and 2 mana potions, because Cerberus uses a bit of mana in lane compared to other Guardians, but he has his passive, so he's going to get a bit more health from the enemy health potions. And sure, that's the case in some scenarios, but then you have that one scenario where you are playing against a Jingwei that's like a super, super passive ADC early on that doesn't have great clear and is very easy to outpush. Do you need 4 health potions then? Maybe, maybe not. If you don't, you probably want to go for Chalice. And I mean, if you do, sure, you can maybe go Chalice and get potions, but then you're going to want to upgrade the sprint because you want to kill the Jingwei. Then you can't get Chalice all of a sudden, you know. It's so game dependent, and it matters so much. Like, it also matters, does the enemy team have an Agnes? Does the enemy team have a Tough? Does the enemy team have those mages that kind of just really excel around poking you out? Well, then you might even want a health chalice if you have self-sustain already. Like, I'm going to be picking up health chalice on Terra if I'm playing against a Tough or an Agni, because, well, that's if I can, seeing that in the lane with the whole, do I need upgraded sprint and how many potions do I need? But if I can, I will, because I'm going to be taking so much poke. And if I'm not going to be able to heal up the poke fast enough, that's going to be super, 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 super bad for me. So the whole premise is it's so game dependent, and that's why it's so hard to answer these questions. But I'm going to try and give you guys, as I'm doing right now, some very game specific situations and what I would do in this situation. Okay, so let's say I'm playing Sobek. And I'm playing Sobek. I have an Ullr ADC, and we are playing against a Sylvanas and a, let's say, Rama. All right, so Sylvanas Rama is the highest push you can get right now in duo, in my opinion. They clear the wave super fast. However, the guys are not too good at fighting. They're pretty mediocre when it comes to like the 2v2 fight, whereas Sobek and Ullr are actually really, really good at fighting. So if I'm going to lane as Sobek and Ullr against Sylvanas and Rama and say, how am I not going to lose my purple buffs? How are my buffs not going to be invaded? Because surely they can just play super far up. Well, then what you need is you need to have enough kill potential on the Rama and the Sylvanas that they won't go in for a buff, or they won't like clear super, super high at the tower line. And then you gotta ask yourself, how can I achieve that? And then you gotta get your upgraded sprint. So you have that threatening 5 seconds of just running them down. Honestly, it's a really big threat, upgraded sprint. Then you probably won't get your health challenge, which is okay on Sobek in my opinion, even though he has the self-heal. It deals kind of small self-heals. Then you probably want to go for like 5 health potions and maybe a mana pot or a multi-pot. Or maybe 4 health potions and 2 multi-pots. It all depends. That's like personal preference. But you probably want that because you really need to win the pressure in this lane, because you guys are playing a kill lane. And yeah, like that's pretty much it. That's one scenario, right? Let's say another scenario could be you're playing Athena. Athena has pretty good push. She's alright in the fight. She's pretty good push, pretty good fight. Let's say you are laning with a Medusa, right? You're laning with a Medusa. Again, you're playing against a, let's say you're playing against Fafnir, and you're playing against a Anher, as an example. So what you want to do then is you say, okay, are we as Athena and Medusa going to be able to outpush the Fafnir and the Anher? And the answer to that is possibly yeah, if you manage to block the hammer, and Anher doesn't like just get to hit the wave for free, then you could probably outpush as Medusa and Athena. And then you gotta ask yourself again, what am I gonna need potion wise? Because I'm gonna have to tank that hammer so it doesn't go through the wave. That means I'm probably also gonna get impaled and poked out quite a bit. Well, then I'm gonna want my healing potions. Do you think we have kill potential in that lane? Well, yes, Medusa and Athena is very, very good together, and Medusa has very high kill potential in lane, in my opinion at least. And sure, Anna has a jump and all, but then you can ask yourself, we want to chase Anna down. Let's get upgraded sprint. Sure, that's your game plan. You're gonna go ahead and try and get the kill early on in duo. You're gonna try and invade the purple buff, and you're gonna go for 5 health potions and 1 multi-pot, and you're ready to take some poke. You're ready to fight. Let's say in this another scenario, this team has a tough mid, and as a frontliner without a self-heal, sure you can ult back in. You really need some sustain against this tough. Otherwise, late game, the tough is just gonna poke you out, and you're gonna have to rely on your teammates healing or backing out and ulting in. Then maybe your game plan to do should just be to go even in the lane and then just getting your health chalice. Well, then all of a sudden you could probably get boots 1, or you could get an upgraded relic if you wanted to, but you don't need to. Then you can get your boots 1, you can get your chalice, sorry, not my, yeah, you can get your chalice, and then you're just chilling. You have 3 health potions, sure, that's fine. You only need, like, what is it, like 10, 50, 1050 gold, then you get your first back in, you have the health chalice for the rest of the game, that's fine. So like, you really need to think about this with the playstyle. You can also ask yourself, is the jungler gonna come and gank me if I invade the purple buff at level 2? Because some junglers do go like speed buff, red buff, back camps, and then they'll go to their own purple and gank duo. And if that's the case, you probably don't want to build to take a lot of poke as well, because you just want to chill, then you just want to farm your own buffs and make sure that your own team gets ahead, because the enemy soul laner is going to lose his blue buff because the jungler is not there to do it, right? So there's so many different variables, as you guys can hear. I'm kind of confusing myself as well. So there's no clear answer on what to get. I think base rules we can do is you can get a health chalice if you lack self-healing. You think you're going to need self-healing because you're scared to get poked out, and or you want to take even or uneven poke trades, then can put you in a favorable position because you have self-sustain and the enemy team won't have self-sustain. And you probably want to go full health potions and multi-potions, like just buy out and get upgraded relics if you really want to win pressure in lane, right? And you can chill and go like boots 1 and health chalice. If you're just chilling in lane, you're just clearing your own buffs, you're clearing the wave, you're not really fighting, the enemy team is not too frightening, you're just having a good time. And if you want to go like super greedy, you can just not even get like, you can get like 2 health pots or something, 3 health pots instead of the health chalice. So yeah, like I really think that it's such a complex question. But in general, if we go over real fast, like if it's just a very standard game, you're just farming and you're not gonna go for chalice on Ares, you want to get like a few potions. I usually I'll go like 4 health pots, 2 multi-pots on Ares. Archer is pretty mana hungry, so I'll go like 4 healing potions, 2 mana potions. Athena, I'll usually go like 4 health potions, 2 multi-pots or something like that. Bacchus, he's slightly mana hungry, I'll go like 5 health pots, 1 mana potion. Cabragan, I don't really play Cabragan, I'm sorry. Cerberus, I usually go, actually sometimes I do go health chalice by default. I think health chalice again is just good by default if you can get away with it and if you need it. But he's slightly mana hungry, so I'll go like 5 healing potions and 1 mana pot, or 4 healing potions and 2 multi-potions. It's really the same thing. It's just like, do I just exclusively want to get mana of a potion or not? And then like, it doesn't matter if you have 2 multi-pots and 4 health potions, or if you have 5 health potions and a mana pot. The reason why you want to get health potions and multi-potions at the same time is so that you can heal 15 every second, right? Like you have your 5 heals from multi-pots and 10 heals from from health potion, and that's why you want your multi-pots as well if you're going to be playing super aggressive in lane, because that's going to give you that little edge over the enemy. Fafnir, he's not that mana hungry at all. Early game, I actually really like to go health chalice and just get a few health potions. Fafnir gets really mana hungry at level 5, and then you really need to get mana, like mana items that helps him. But besides that, like 1 to 4, he's not that mana hungry if you don't spam it too. Ganesha, he's kind of the same. Like if you're fighting in lane, sure, he needs the mana. So I like to go like 4 health potions, 2 multi, or 5 health potions, 1 mana pot. Gep, he's also kind of the same as Ganesha. Sure, if you're fighting, you need a lot of mana, and then you can go like 4 health, 2 mana. But usually I go like 5 health, 1 mana if I don't get a chalice. Khepri, he's like, again, the same. If you fight a lot, he's mana hungry. If you don't, you're just using a 2 every time, every wave, you're fine. Like you can literally just go 5 health, 1 mana, whatever. Kumba, he's like, I don't know, I don't really play Kumba too much. I'd guess he's like 4 health, 2 mana, 5 health, 1 mana, something like that. Sobek, he is pretty mana hungry and he has a self heal, so I'd go like 4 health, 2 multi, or 4 health, 2 mana, something like that, depending on how much poke you think you can take. Sylvanas is actually really good with health potions, because then you don't have to spam your heal all the time. So I really like to go like 4 health potions and 2 mana potions on Sylvanas. That's just my personal opinion, because then you don't have to use your mana on your heal, but you can use your health potions on healing rather than and use your mana on something else. Terra, if you don't get health chalice on Terra, you're gonna get like 4 health, 2 multi, 5 health, 1 mana pot, right? And Ymir, I'm not gonna count these 2 guards and Kusenbo, I'm sorry. This is just the 3 guards, I don't really play. Ymir, you're probably, when you play Ymir, you're playing to get pressure. Same goes for like Sylvanas, so you'd probably want like 5 health, 1 mana, 4 health, 2 multipots. I'll probably go 4 health, 2 multipots in Ymir. But this was like a very generalizing statement of this should be good in every scenario, and then you can get boots 1 with these potions I just mentioned, or you can upgrade your relic and you can fight. Get chalice if you can. It's really, really good, but it depends on your playstyle. If you're playing more passively as a support and not super aggressive and up to your face, you probably shouldn't get health chalice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's potions. I don't recommend buying too many potions after like 5 minutes. Sure, on your first back you can buy a mana potion if you like playing health and you're gonna run out of mana, or you can buy a healing potion if you're playing Ganesha and you're scared to get poked out. That's not bad at all. But don't buy potions. Like the only other time when I buy potions is when I'm full build, and then I'll like spam potions. You can see that in some of my videos, just to get the extra HP 5, which literally potions are just HP 5, right, for like a limited amount of time, because they also do get affected by anti-healing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole chalice, mana, health pot, everything. If you guys have any questions about specific guards or specific things, go ahead and make sure and leave a comment. If you like this video and like want to see more like this, let me know what you want to see next as well. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell. That's pretty much it. Until next time, everyone. Peace out.